is up, y'all? My name is Kina, and I will be doing the Girls Who Brunch Facebook takeover. Today, I will be reading Lily Singh's How to Be a Boss book. It is a book about conquering the struggles of life in general. So, we're just going to hop right into it. The first thing that we're going to learn is how to master our minds. And the chapter is titled Play Nintendo. I'm sweating. I'm in my blue overalls as I look at all the obstacles ahead of me. I have three options: pound my head in the brick blocks and hope for a star, run and jump over the enemies, or stomp on this turtle's head and force him to retract into his shell. No matter which option I go with, the fact remains that Koopa Troopa up ahead is going to stay there. I can't control it, nor or convince it that it's actually a Ninja Turtle, and thus is in the wrong game. That's fine. No Ninja Turtle means no pizza. No Ninja Turtles means more pizza for me. And I'm Italian, so this is all working out. I know Koopa Troopa isn't going to listen to me, and therefore I need to control the things I can. And that's me, Mario. Video games are a great analogy for life. You go through levels getting thrown off by obstacles and face several enemies. The game will become harder and harder, but it's okay because you become smarter, faster, and more skilled. When playing a video game, you control a character by making a jump, run, duck, and attack. I mean, that was back in my day when my Super Nintendo controller had 2 buttons. Ooh. Today, video game controllers have as many buttons as a keyboard. So who knows what you can do? You can press A, Y, Z while twirling your left joystick, and your character is singing the national anthem. Either way, the fact remains that your character is the only thing that you can control in the game. The enemies will keep coming. The walls will keep shrinking, and the time will keep ticking away. It's your job to navigate the character through the situations you can't control. That's exactly how you should view life. A boss understands that there are many things in life you have no control over, and it's ineffective to become frustrated by that reality. Not being able to control people and situations doesn't make you powerless. It means you have to exercise your power in a different way. If you can't control people, then control your reactions to them. If you can't control a situation, then prepare for it. Before I started my career in the entertainment industry, I was a leader of a small dance company, if you could even call it that, in Toronto. We started off small with a few dancers specializing in Indian dance styles. But over time, in true Lily fashion, I wanted to keep growing and expanding our horizons. Since I was little, I have been had larger than life ideas. I never wanted to settle for something simple or mediocre, and as a result, when I did things, I wanted to do them the biggest and the best. I wanted them to be the biggest and the best thing. There were so many other dance teams, companies around, And I didn't want to just be another addition to the already long list. I committed my days to transforming the company in hopes to create a dance empire that would take over the world. I really thought that it was possible. We would be dancing power. We would be be dancing Power Rangers who saved the world, one extended leg and pointed toe at a time. I decided to convert my basement into a full-blown office. We held auditions for dancers who were skilled in all forms of dance, so that we could perform hip hop, classical, fusion, in addition to what we already were doing. I organized photo shoots and video shoots and other creative marketing techniques. I had so much drive and determination that no injury, financial strain, or competition could steer me off my path. What I could see, however, was that one obstacle was in front of me the entire time, which caused everything to fall apart, the team itself. I had such a big dream for the company. I was always willing to work for them without hesitation, and I pulled all-nighters to put together marketing material, spending money out of my own pocket to invest in what we needed, and drive myself crazy thinking of inventive ways to set ourselves apart. But then I would arrive at practice and the deal with 3 dancers showing up late, one not showing up at all, 2 of them leaving early, getting people to put in work on events or events to help our brand with was like pulling teeth. We often performed at weddings that needed an attire to adhere to the professional dress code. Yet dancers would actually show up wearing shorts and flip-flops. I would get so frustrated with them because I was putting in so much work for them, so much work for this dream. But the reality of the situation was that the dream was mine, not theirs. I tried for years to control them and make them work for something they didn't care about as much as I did. And I just didn't work. And it just didn't work. My dance company dream faded away gradually, but the process was hesitant by my discovery for YouTube. I remember feeling a new sensation the first time I uploaded a video. I wrote the script, shot it, edited, and released it. No one was involved or required, and the independence was exhilarating. Soon I developed a even greater drive and passion for my career as Superwoman than I'd had previously with my dance team. This time, however, I wasn't trying to control the group, trying to control a group of 20 people every time I needed something to get done. The only person I needed to control was the only person I could control, and that was me. And if y'all wanted to see the quote, hello. The quote was, "Video games are a great analogy for life. You go through levels getting thrown off obstacles and facing several enemies." So if y'all want to put that, like write it down or something, like have a quote for y'all to get through the day, and that's a good one. Today, of course, I have a team that surrounds me and helps me to build my business. But Lily is still at the root of Superwoman. The success of Superwoman and the failures of my dance team helped me learn a very important lesson. Work with what is what's in your control. The lesson can be applied to so many situations in our lives. You get frustrated when your parents nag you. So every time they do, you storm out of the room. You can't control your parents, so stop trying. Instead, use that energy to control your reactions the next time they nag you. You might not be able to smack a brick block and find a star that makes you invincible, but you can practice patience and build up a resistance to nagging. If none of that works, you can find the closet green tube, find the closest green tube, and transport yourself out of the conversation. Have you ever played a video game, then lost because you realized you weren't looking at the right part of the screen the whole time? You were so confused as to why your controller wasn't working, but really you were just trying to control the wrong character. That was trying to control people is like, oh, that's what trying to control people is like in real life. We're so often fixated on getting people to be in accordance with what we want. That's we forget to focus on ourselves. The best way to stop people from pushing your buttons is to start pushing your own. AYZ, left joystick, O Canada. The next chapter is Conquering Your Thoughts. I really love this book. I hope y'all like this book as well. It is really, 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 really good. Touch your nose. No, I'm serious. I want you to stop reading after this sentence and don't resume until you take your right hand and use it to touch the tip of your nose. Do it. Look at you. What impressive piece of machinery you are. Do you know what you just did? You're introduced to a thought and decided to act on it. Your brain sends signals into your neurotransmitters through neurons across your body into your arm, promoting it to move and touch your magnificent nose. Why did I just make you touch your nose? Because I'm Simon and I run this town. No, but really, it was to show you that you control your mind. Your mind doesn't control you. You successfully directed your brain to touch your nose. Understand your mind's power and is the key to being a boss. Imagine using the same type of direction to instruct your mind to stop being negative or jealous or terrified. We often feel that we are slaves to biology. People say things like, I just can't help but feel that way, or I can't control being jealous. But I believe that in most situations, we can teach our minds to function with more positivity and efficiency. In other words, by understanding the mushy sponge in your skull, we can conquer our thoughts. What does conquering your thoughts mean? First, it means you need to wear an awesome warrior costume. So congratulations on that victory, OOTD. Also, it means understanding why you feel the way you feel. What promotes you to carry out certain actions? What causes specific reactions? And what circumstances lead you to make regrettable decisions? Once you discover all the ins and outs of your mind, you basically have the cheat codes to your game of life. All you have to do is input data, and you have the access to extra metal weapons, stronger protections, and new passageways. Notice I said your game of life, not the game of life. That's because everyone's mind is different. The cheat codes you discover for your mind cannot be applied to all humanity. I'm not encouraging you to study the biology of the brain. It's fascinating, but also who has that much time? I'm encouraging you to study your specific psychology makeup. I was forced to learn how to conquer my thoughts because of the nature of my job. For 6 years, I have been posting videos twice a week on the internet. I have over 500 videos on my main channel and 500 videos on my second channel. That's over 1,000 videos for people around the globe to view and judge as harshly as they desire. The internet is wonderful and revolutionary, but let's face it, it can also be extremely cruel. People feel they can say anything to you when they are sitting comfortably behind their computer screen being completely anonymous. When I first started posting videos, I got a lot of support, mostly because my friends and family would watch and felt obligated to be nice. Also, I had the second account that I would use to compliment myself. Oops. But with time, I started to receive negative, hateful comments, and I didn't know how to react. Here are a few of them for a few examples. Word from word, without spell checks and comments. I have received a lot of bad comments. It's very hateful. I don't know if I could say some of these, but they're like, Lily Singh, there needs to die. She's everywhere. I hate seeing. It's just mean comments. They're just really stupid. So I'm gonna skip over those stupid comments. Fun. Do hateful comments still bother me? Sometimes, but not as often. How I deal with them when people ask me this, my response is usually I develop thick skin. But what I really mean is I learned how to conquer my thoughts, and this is how I broke them down. Why people are leaving mean comments? Why? Maybe because my video sucks. Do you say mean things to people when you think they suck? No, not usually. Not unless I'm having a bad day or in a bad mood. Maybe leaving negative maybe the people leaving negative comments are having a bad day. Maybe that's what the comment is really about. But comments make me feel insecure. Do you like your videos? Yes. You should. So should your opinion of your video depend on what people think. Is that the type of person you want to be? Not at all. So it doesn't make sense to let negative opinions of others impact what you think. Maybe I should stop making videos though. Does making videos make you happy? Yes, very. Do you believe you should value negative comments above your own happiness? That doesn't sound right. Maybe I should just reply to them? Or you could spend more time replying to the people that make you feel good, so they're more encouraged to keep supporting you. Now, you may think a convo like that sounds a bit naive. Of course, people want to be happy and ignore negative comments, but it's easier said than done. That's why it's important to closely analyze this conversation and discover all the cheat codes hidden within. 1. Maybe they're having a bad day. Cheat code. Cheat code 1. Lily, when people do or say hurtful things to you, there's a chance they may actually be upset about something in their lives. Should others' opinions impact what you think about yourself? Cheat code 2. Lily, sometimes when you hear other opinions, you'll feel pressure to change your own. Before you enter a situation in which you'll be confronted with a lot of opinions, make sure you strongly believe your own. I don't want to stop making videos because they make me happy. Cheat code 3. Your happiness is stronger than fear. You can continue battling fear as long as your videos make you happy. Make sure you prioritize creating content. It's okay, Ma. Content that makes you happy. Otherwise, fear and negativity will slowly take over. Let me check the time. I want to make sure I run into people's time. So it's a good book, though. Maybe I should reply to them. Cheat code 4. Recognize that replying will Recognize that replying was suggested to make you feel better. Understand this impulse and catch it before you act on it. Make yourself feel better in more constructive ways. The cheat codes I discovered while dealing with YouTube comments have been useful in so many areas of my life. When someone cut me off while driving, I applied cheat code 1 so that I don't overreact. The person driving could be upset about something in their life. Cutting me off wasn't about me. When a brand offers me a lot of money to make a video I don't like, I apply cheat code 3. My content has made me happy. Otherwise, negativity will start to will seep into. When I'm having an argument and want to make an unnecessary remark, I get the last word. I try to catch myself because I don't want to try. I know I'm trying to make myself feel better. That's cheat code 4. If I've gotten myself into an upsetting situation, it's usually because I ignored a cheat code or a pattern in my behavior. Conquering your thoughts is not a task that can be accomplished overnight, or over many nights. To be honest, it's an ongoing process. That requires frequent readjustment because your mind is constantly evolving. It requires you to ask yourself a lot of questions and to analyze the answer honestly. From now on, ask yourself, why? Why you feel a certain way? What made you perform a certain action? And how could you do things differently? The information you discover is powerful because it helps you to discover patterns. And in turn, use your mind productively and efficiently. After all, your mind is the most powerful tool, but it's not useful if you don't know how to use it. It's like trying to fix a printer with a stapler. It doesn't work. Trust me, I've tried. The key is to use a hammer because all printers suck. The next chapter is being secretive. And I will also show the quotes that she has as well, if she has any quotes, so y'all can jot them down as well. Okay, you got like 5 minutes. My mom once told me there are the more details people know about you, the weaker you become. These words of wisdom came between what did I do to deserve these crazy children? And you still haven't put music on my iPod. And I've come to learn that she was right. At first, I thought she was being cynical. In my mind, her words translated as "don't trust anyone." But over time, I learned there's a difference between trusting people and allowing yourself to be vulnerable too. Allowing yourself to be too vulnerable. Okay, we got a few more minutes. I'll probably read this sentence or a few sentences, and then I shall pass the book on to either Mimi or Nai, whoever comes on next. Sometimes it is nice and necessary to feel a little vulnerable in relationships, but don't believe anyone should know everything about you. As long as you're self-aware, it's okay to keep some of your strengths and weaknesses a secret. Now hold on. Did you hear that? It's the sounds of people getting ready to defend their relationships. Please stop. I don't have a bartender serving me ultimate cosmos to sit through this right now. Also, why don't I, note to self, hire a bartender? A healthy relationship of any kind doesn't require telling someone every single detail about yourself. Hear me out. It was another wise mother like my own who showed me how powerful the use of selective secrecy can be. The mother of dragons, her first of her name, breaker of chains, woman crush Wednesday of millions. Now, if you've never watched Game of Thrones, first of all, you should absolutely be ashamed of your ridiculous priorities thus far in life. And second of all, you should plan on starting to watch it. Skipping ahead a little bit because, spoiler alert, if you've been warned, everyone dies. Just kidding. But I am. As writing this, the 6th season just came to an end. So let's focus on what happens thus far. And hopefully by this time the book comes out, I won't be eating my words. Apparently it takes more than a few days to publish a book. Weird. In short, everything seems to be working in favor. Okay. Of the Queen of Dragons. And I will have to stop there. Sadly, it is 11:29. So, if you want to hear the rest of the book, Mimi or Nai will take it over for me. I will also be reading this again very soon. So, make sure y'all go follow me and my sisters on social media and at Mako Girls. Check us out on TikTok and everything, because we've been making TikTok since the quarantine days. Hope y'all having a great quarantine, and hope y'all having a good day. I hope y'all like the book. If y'all want to hear more and stuff, like, comment to Miss Nicola or to the Girls of Brunch page saying that we want to hear more about How to Be a Boss. And if you want, go get the book. It is really, really good. I haven't got that far because I've been really, really busy, but I've been reading it, and then now I'm reading it a little more. So it's a pretty good book. Alright, bye guys.